Hey y'all, it's Miss Pierce. So now we are going to do our reading lesson for today. So during this time right now, you are going to be working on day 12, reading, and then after we finish reading, you're going to go on and do your word work activity. Okay? So let's get started on our day 12 reading activity. And today is Tuesday, April 7th, 2020. Are you ready? Show me. Awesome job. Let's get started. Okay, so for day 12 reading, this is optional, but you may go watch this module video right here. Here's the link, okay? Then you're going to listen to the story Mongo's Migration. It's on page 13. After we listen to the story, we're going to talk and think about the word migration. Then we're going to write and draw about the characters and setting on page 14. Okay, so this is page 13, Mongo's Migration. If you need to pause it for a minute to turn to the page, pause it now. Okay, so this is also located on Reading A to Z if you want to read it there instead of listening to Miss Pierce read it. Also, for a challenge, if you are able, you may pause the video and try to read it yourself. That's an extra challenge. Right now, though, let's follow through and let's listen to Miss Pierce read. I want you to follow along as I read, okay? Mongo's Migration, from Reading A to Z. It is written by Torrin Anderson and illustrated by Hugh Jamieson. When will we reach Mexico? Mongo asked. It takes days to get to warmer weather, his father said. I'm tired, Mongo said. Hurry up, his mother said. There's a storm coming. I don't care, Mongo said. Next year, can I stay home for winter? Before his parents could answer, a gust of wind blew Mongo way off course. I don't know the way to Mexico, Mongo screamed. I didn't scream very well, so I'm going to go back and I want to scream like Mongo screams. I don't know the way to Mexico, Mongo screamed. When the storm ended, he was all alone. Mongo landed on a tree and saw a yellow frog. Hey, frog, Mongo said. I'm lost and you need to help me. The frog jumped away without saying a word. Next, Mongo saw an alligator. Tell me how to get to Mexico, Mongo demanded. I have the directions right here in my mouth, the alligator said. Just climb inside. Snap! The alligator slammed his mouth shut. You almost bit me, Mongo yelled. No one bosses me around, the alligator said. Mongo soared into the air. He flew over an ocean and landed on a whale's back to rest. Hand over your map, Mongo yelled. I have no clue where I'm going. I don't help rude birds, the whale said. He shot water out of his blowhole and launched Mongo back into the sky. The frog ignored me. The alligator tried to eat me. The whale shot me into the air. Maybe I'm not asking in the right way, Mongo said. Mongo saw a big bird flying over the ocean. Can you please help me? Mongo said. I need to get to Mexico. The sun rises in the east and sets in the west, the bird said. Keep the sun on your left in the morning. In the afternoon, keep the sun on your right. If you do this, you'll fly south and reach Mexico. Thank you, Mongo said. It's a pleasure to help someone who's so polite, the bird said. Mongo flew for 3 days. He kept the sun on his left in the morning. In the afternoon, he kept the sun on his right. Finally, Mongo could fly no farther and collapsed on a beach. When will I reach Mexico? Mongo cried. Mongo, his parents called. Mongo jumped up and saw his parents snacking on bugs. What took you so long? His dad asked. I had to learn how to ask for directions nicely, Mongo said. I'm glad you found us, his mother said. She handed him a juicy bug. I love Mexico, Mongo yelled. Can we come again next year? Okay, boys and girls, so now that we've read Mongo's migration, let's go back and let's look at what else we're supposed to do. So listen to the story, Mongo's migration. Check, we did that. Now we're going to talk and think about the word migration. Migration. Say that after me. Migration. Awesome. Right now, looking at our story, Mongo's migration, what do you guys think migration means? Take a minute and you can either whisper into your hand or tell someone who's working with you. Okay, let's talk about it. So you should have had a minute. If you need longer, you can pause it to think about what you think migration means. But let's talk about it. What does migration mean? Migration means movement from one part of something to another part of something. Just like Mongo in our text moved from one place to another place. Now, let's see what we need to do next. So, we talked and thought about the word migration. Now, we're going to write and draw about the characters and setting in our story. What are characters? What is that in our story? Characters are the people or animals or things in their story, in your story. Characters are the who. Now, what is setting? What is setting? You can whisper into your hand or tell your partner. Let's talk about it. Setting is where a story takes place. So, after you finish reading, if you want, you can look at it one more time and reread because that's what first graders do. We are going to look at day 12. Don't go on to day 13. We'll do that tomorrow. So now let's look at day 12. I have day 12, Mongo's migration. Use evidence from the text to support your thinking. So go back and look at your text to help you, okay? Who are some of the characters in the story? Who are some of the characters in the story? Who is the main character? Who is the main character? So for this question, I'm going to give you a STEM to help you. I would say the characters in the story are, and then I would write down, or you are going to write down, the characters you said in the story. So all the characters that we read about in Mongo's migration, I want you to write them after the word are. Then we're going to end that sentence. What do we need to end that sentence? We need a period. Then I have one question I still didn't answer. Who is the main character? Who is the main character? So I'm going to give you a stem. The main character is, and then I am going to write who the main character is after is. What should I end this sentence with? A period. Now, let's go on to our second question. What is the setting of the story? What is the setting? Where does our story take place in Mongo's migration? Go to your text, find where it takes place, and write it here. Pause the video while you write. Okay, so after you've written both your characters and your setting, you are going to draw your characters and your setting. So you can either draw them both here, or if you want to separate, you can. You can draw a line and draw your characters here, and draw your setting, or where your story takes place, here. When you finish with day 12, this whole area, take a picture and submit it on Class Dojo. Bye, y'all. Have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow.